The LaxAllStars North American Invitational in Syracuse, New York. Brought to you by Nike Lacrosse. I'm Chuck Jaffe calling this game along with Brian Whitmer. And Brian, we just had a great semifinal featuring USA Blue and Gold Star from Tel Aviv. Got to kind of expect this, what we've had every semifinal, every quarterfinal game, and now the first semifinal, all one-goal games. No reason to expect anything different here, is there?
You come to this tournament because you're promised quality. Quality officials, quality facilities, quality teams, just a quality time, and it's no shocker that once you get towards into Saturday, every game is fantastic, and I think we're gonna in for another one right now.
Well, one of the things that you expect out of the Thompson brothers when they're here is that they kind of change things up. So we got an interesting matchup at the face-off X. You got Trevor Baptiste for USA and Lyle Thompson taking draws for the Thompson brothers.
Well, the Thompson brothers are just lacrosse players. They're athletes. They're going to get that ball.
And in fact, they do get the ball after Baptiste sort of won it out, but it gets kicked into the stands, and that will give it over to the USA for the first possession. Cody Radzowitz brings that ball forward, and the USA settles in. That's Gail Thorpe on the high left. So it's a heavy right-hand set to start. Shot from the outside by Gail Thorpe. Misses the mark, but the pickup is from Radzowitz, feeds it in front. Nice movement. Can't get that one on the frame, but a little shot at the end is going to mean that less than a minute into the game, USA gets a man-up opportunity.
Penalties are lethal in this tournament. We're seeing, more of those too many men calls than you've ever seen in your life, and which is an instant 1 minute served. And I'll tell you what, if you can count to 5 and you can stay out of the box, you're going to do well in this tournament.
Absolutely. So we have a heavy left set. Blaze Reardon up high. Then it's Jojo Marasco. And down low, I believe that's Kieran McArdle.
Kieran,
no, it's Nick Mariano. My bad.
I say Kieran just had an amazing game.
Yep, confusing my USA teams and my lefties. Radzowitz can't get that ball. By the way, it's Brett Bucktooth in the box for Thompson brothers. He's got 28 more seconds to serve, so they'll kill off most of this penalty with the one possession. If you want to get a full 1 minute, you're basically going to have to take a shot, get it on the frame, and get the ball back. So
yeah, these 1 minute penalties, I think I like them. You're not doing too much.
I like them because it's running time and great feed inside to the Great Dane.
They called it off.
They waved it off.
Well, a one-handed catch and finish. He had that stick just by the throat, catch and finish. What a play.
Well, it's funny because we had one of those goals last night in the USA game against the Onondaga Redhawks, where that is clearly a play that you're going to see at times.
That was the coach.
Yes,
right?
it was.
What's his name? I forget his name.
The short basically used the stick at the short end and was able to do the right things with it. So we've got yet another penalty. Looks like Blaze Reardon's being sent off. Reardon's arguing. So Reardon's getting called, I believe, for holding the stick.
Yeah.
Well, that is something, we've talked about the constant out-of-the-box rules, the illegal substitutions, which have been, I would say, plaguing this because basically the NLL standard, not something that everybody's used to doing. And the fact is that the refs, well, they're all being graded and looked at by the NLL, so they're trying to call the stuff that is black and white as black and white, when maybe that wouldn't be how it's called in a game situation. But the other thing that they're being told to look at, one of the big points of emphasis in the NLL last year, was that holding the stick call.
I would like to see it dialed back a little bit. If no advantage is gained, don't call it.
So man up still for Thompson brothers. Heavy right-hand set. Shot over the top, and there's a goal right out of the gate for Seth Oakes. Oakes comes straight overhand and delivers that one with 14 seconds remaining in the penalty. So, again, as you said, keeping him out of the box is important, but getting him in the net, well, it's 1-0 in favor of Thompson brothers.
That one was pushing 3 bills, 3 digits. That was moving. That shot, that was a big shot.
His first of the game scored by number
So
66, Seth Oaks. With an assist to number 12.
Seth Oaks, of course, was drafted out of college by the New England Black Wolves, wound up being Vancouver property. Baptiste wins the draw, shovels it back to Ranigan, winds up back with Baptiste. Baptiste looking for help, gets it in the form of Radzowitz. Storos trying to fight through the double team. I said it was Ranigan, it was actually Ethan O'Connor, righty versus lefty, Georgia Swarm helmets. Save made there by Kevin Orleman. And the ball bounces all the way down.
Tough pass, great defense. You know, if you can run with the Thompsons, you know, for you, if you're USA, if you can run with them and, you know, don't give up that transition stuff, there's definitely a chance.
So the USA back on the attack. Marasco with the ball. Now Blaze Reardon. Over to Radzowitz. Back to Reardon. Powers through, can't get that ball on the frame. Gets up so that the play can continue. And they wave off that goal by Connor Buzzik. So each team's had a goal waved off. In this case, they said the shot clock had expired before Buzzik was able to get that ball out. And so Thompson brothers So Baptiste comes away with that ball. Drops that down. That's Ranigan. Ranigan, Johns Hopkins product, playing for the Georgia Swarm, gets it over to Ethan O'Connor. Now you understand that 13-3 in Georgia Swarm helmets. Quick reaction, what we called.
Gail Thorpe's at Ohio State now. He missed the first 2 days, actually. He had volleyball for Ohio State.
Well, you know, many of these guys are coaches, and
he's a player.
Well, we've got guys who are playing, we've got guys who are coaching. Some of the guys who are coaching, and there's Great Dane Smith from the outside making it 2-0. Some of the guys who are USA prospects, who are coaches, have a tough time trying out for the indoor team because of their coaching responsibilities. A few of these guys are assistants, and their head coaches are kind of like, oh.
You know, yeah,
it's a tough choice.
If you want to make a life in lacrosse, and especially these players, like you have to wearing so many different hats. Like, you know, I'm a college coach, or I'm a player, and everyone does a lot of different things.
But you know,
very few guys strictly play.
So Baptiste wins the draw, shovels it back, and Ranigan
pays
picks
for
it. Yep. That's part of what he's got to get used to. So the long pass from Orleman started that break, and Dane Smith cashed it in, sort of as the secondary break. It's 2-0 in favor of Thompson brothers. Orleman almost stepped over his stick as he made that save.
Yeah, that was an interesting little trap there he had there.
We've seen that kind of play from goalies. They're literally sort of smashing their stick, almost sitting down on it. It's about keeping the 5-hole closed.
Yeah, with these plastic sticks, all the NLL goalies with NLL experience, you know, they know how to play with a small stick. But a lot of these summer goalies, these CLA guys, they have that big wooden stick. It's a different style. That 5-hole is now open.
Absolutely. And loose ball picked up there by the U.S. But nice play to create a Miles Thompson. Made it a loose ball, but couldn't corral it.
Wow, what a check.
Matt Dunn drops that back. Here's Reardon with the ball. 14 on the shot clock. It's the USA keeping one back because that's what the Thompson brothers are doing.
Big shot by Blaze.
Blaze comes and gets the ball back. Fresh shot clock. Now we'll see if the USA, if they're going to play 4-on-4. Ethan O'Connor stopped by Orleman.
A good opportunity. Not the greatest placed shot, but he got his hands free. He was dead center from 5 yards out, 10 yards out.
Now loose ball in front. Errant pass scooped up by David Mathers, the goalie. He gets that ball ahead to Nick Mariano. Mariano gets it back to Marasco. They say that Mariano stepped in the crease. So yeah, one of the things that you want to be paying attention to at home, if you sort of see only 4 guys on the offense for the USA, And obviously for defenders, what we've got is the Thompson brothers will at times leave a player hanging. It's very common in box lacrosse as it's played around these parts. And there's a finish inside. Hunter Hemlock finishes that feed from Brett Bucktooth.
What a catch and finish. And great vision just to be able to find that player inside.
So Brett Bucktooth, veteran, would probably still be playing in the NLL, but his kids have gotten to the age that he's got to be able to spend more of the weekends with them.
Thompson brothers goal.
He does coach. I believe for the OAC. I coach. He's involved with coaching. I'm not sure at the junior team or the minor team, but I've heard he's a fantastic coach as well as just a great lacrosse person.
And he's been coaching. He coached with the Iroquois Nationals in Netanya.
He played in the President's Cup with Caughnawaga. They had an excellent run to a bronze medal.
So we come to the end of the first quarter, and it has been end-to-end action, but it's only been one end of scoring. It is Thompson Brothers 3, USA White 0. We'll be back in just a moment with the second quarter. You're watching the Lacrosse All-Stars North American Invitational, sponsored by Nike Lacrosse.
What is the future of sport? The next evolution of athlete? Well, we hypothesized that athletes will develop the sixth sense, if you will, extremely heightened instincts. If you look across the animal kingdom, a sixth sense is innate to many species. With the right tools, our athletes can acquire an inexplicable connection to see without seeing, to feel without feeling, to do things that for thousands of years didn't seem humanly possible.
At Sisu, we take a very scientific approach to making sure our technologically advanced, doctor-developed, scientifically backed, industry-changing mouthguards are the most protective, lightest, talkable, breathable, comfortable, drinkable, removable mouthguards on the planet to guarantee you're protected. No matter what comes your way, the Sisu Next Gen. Sisu, talk, breathe, drink.
We're back at Onondaga Arena in upstate New York. Chuck Jaffe with Brian Whitmer. And Brian, as you pointed out when we went to the break, 3-0 Thompson Brothers. Well, the last game started with no scoring in the first quarter, but it was 3-0 Gold Star before USA Blue came back and ultimately wound up winning that game.
Yeah, the U.S. by no means are they out of it by going down 3 goals to the Thompson Brothers. That they can get 3 goals in the next 10 seconds.
Don't they rule, however, that there was a play through the crease, fed ahead to Smith, stopped by Mather. The USA cannot afford to give away the breakaways.
And how many times have we seen the great Dane Smith just get that breakaway and bury that?
Well,
NLL MVP on that move alone.
Hands free, but it doesn't take the shot there. Radzowitz does. Piece of it for Orleman. Loose ball picked up by Lyle, I believe. So here come the Thompson brothers. Ty Thompson with the ball now. There's Lyle. Off the post. Long ricochet back.
Look how far back that goal got moved. There was actually, he moved it all the way off the line. There was green space between the pipe and the white line. That ball was moving.
And Lyle comes off. He runs out the back door when he's playing on his own team. Fed in front, or tried to feed it in front, got knocked down. 20 on the fresh shot clock. Randy Stotts with the ball. Oakes stopped by Mathers. Ball pops out directly to the USA. And here comes Matt Dunn. Dunn dishes that over. Blaze Reardon with the ball. And now it's Buczyk, and he scores. Connor Buczyk.
Connor Buczyk with what a shot.
The big hammer from the outside, hands free, drives that one past Orleman, and it's 3-1.
We talked about that 5-hole. He's playing with a small stick. But in the summer, that will not go. That's gonna get swallowed up by those big wooden sticks. I'm personally a huge fan of goalies playing with small sticks. You know,
That's because you are not a goalie.
that's because I'm not a goalie and I need all the help I can get shooting.
And whereas I am a goalie, but I actually favor the small sticks.
Oh, do you?
I think
More mobility, passing.
well, I think it also just has to do with, as a goalie, when did you never have to cover the 5-hole before?
Yeah, yeah.
So the USA makes it and takes it. Reardon can't get that by Orleman. Going to have a penalty coming up.
Yeah, that might be a little high sticking action in there. Holding.
So
Who do we have here?
going to be an interesting call. But it's Drew Bucktooth getting called on that one. So he heads to the box for a cross check, and it winds up being USA ball, heavy left set. So Reardon, Marasco, and down low Mariano. On the right, Busick, and then Radzewicz. Stopped by Orleman, ball kicking around. Reardon can't come up with it. Oh,
And how many times have you seen Blaze Reardon find that garbage goal on the crease? You know,
well, the only question there, remember, I wondered whether the ball was out and Brett Bucktooth actually directed it back, but they must have felt it was hit off the USA player because you can't direct the ball back to your goalie.
Blaze did get a touch on that ball. I think that's how it got back in the crease.
Randy Stotts.
Randy Stotts is a huge player. Look how big this U.S. defense is.
Stotts from his back somehow manages to get that shot off. Gets a little love tap from Rannigan as Rannigan.
Rannigan and Stotts are
They're
teammates. in
teammates.
Georgia. Yeah, not today.
Nope. That happens a lot, and it happens a lot in lacrosse in general. You know, your teammates one day and
small world.
against them the next.
How many people have you hated and then like, oh yeah, he's actually a pretty good teammate?
So Ethan O'Connor with the ball. That shot from the outside. Orleman has to look behind him, but
And there's Dane.
Dale Thorpe. And Smith can do it. Mather can turn it around and does quickly. Gets the ball out to Yazo Scaparata. And he will slow things down. Trevor Baptiste.
Stay and play offense, Trevor Baptiste.
So U.S. comes in. Mariano tries the dunk, and they say he stepped in. So they push it ahead, looking for Oaks out the door, and then they're going to say,
Oh, look, they're still
Oaks
on the
left
floor right
early.
now. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
yep,
Good.
there are 6 players still on the
Now,
floor.
That's the right call.
Yes.
And that is the correct because
Yeah,
that
because
advantage is
because
being
they had
gained.
gained an advantage,
Correct.
for many calls in lacrosse, both box and field, the standard is advantage, disadvantage. In other words, was an advantage created or a disadvantage created? In that case, both.
Yes.
They gained
correct.
an edge by running out, and of course that put the U.S. having to cover the extra player out early. So that was the right call. And the U.S. goes back on the man up. Again, heavy left.
Thompson brothers penalty first. The bench minor. 20 men on the floor. That penalty is
Shot wide. Marasco, but Mariano picks it up. Busick.
And it's going to be a
Can't
foot race
can
for
it.
this one. There will be an over and back.
Yeah. And they will blow it dead. Hunter Hemlock chased it down. He'll be happy to wait as they do have Seth Oaks still in the box. Ty Thompson has the ball right now.
Not able to kill the entire penalty, but, you know,
Dice Miracle setting the pick. That one shot wide by Stotts. This is going to be an over and back. So the U.S., as the penalty does finally end, the U.S. is out. You've got Radzewicz on the right side. A heavy left-hand set again. Reardon can't can that one, and
another great take from Blaze Reardon. I think
he gets that ball back on the nice check by Thorpe, created it, and Reardon caught it.
Blaze
Takes a
Reardon
shot.
has not stopped getting better. He's fantastic.
Wow, that shot by Radzowitz, it just missed, and Orleman, because it got deflected, was down and not protecting, but it just went wide off of that deflection.
Radzowitz, another player, has been having an absolutely outstanding weekend. Just
so
raw
Radzowitz
talent.
comes over the top, hands free, shoots wide.
And here we
long
go.
one breaks back to Dane Smith. Smith with the roll, can't put it by Mathers. Here's Baptiste. Baptiste carries to the front end. Big check, big picks from Baptiste.
Baptiste staying and playing offense.
Well, in the last game we had Anthony Kelly doing some of the same, which was even more of a surprise.
I think actually they called a timeout and sent Anthony Kelly out.
So here's a 2-on-1 coming the other way. Lyle Thompson shoots that high.
Oh, he only missed by an inch, though. And you've seen him stick that shot 100 times.
But Ron John couldn't get the rebound, and so the USA calls timeout with 1 minute and 41 seconds remaining.
I believe this is a timeout. Say, hey, let's just, let's play our game. If we try to run with the Thompsons, in transition, it won't go our way. I think the U.S. wants their
I have to say, though, that I
composure.
don't like that call. I would have rather kept your timeout so that you could have put something on and pulled your goalie.
I am curious about some Reggie must want something.
You had just gotten possession in your
clock.
offensive end. You had the full clock, and you had several of your guys already there. So if you didn't want to keep Trevor Baptiste on the floor, for example, because he had run down and back, and he's not a forward, but if you didn't want to keep him on the floor, you could have gotten him off very easily, could have saved your timeout. And I understand I'm not the coach, but in this particular case, as we talk about it, we will see as we get towards halftime whether or not we would be wishing we had a timeout in our pocket.
Hey, if they score this one,
then absolutely they've done the right thing. But this is also where you have to get over your field sensibilities. When guys play field lacrosse, one of the things that happens, for example, you'll see it a lot in the NLL. Team gets the possession with 40 seconds left. They take an immediate shot. Basically, it's a turnover. They're taking an outside shot to give the ball to the other team. Why? They want the last possession. The last possession is so valuable because you can pull your goalie and get a 6-on-5.
It's just the next level of understanding. And people were
that shot from Busick goes
what
wide. They got to watch the long break here if it goes the wrong way, but O'Connor gets it. There's a bad pass across.
Hunter Hemlock's going to get to the bench.
And the USA does a nice job of recovering.
Scott Ditzel made a great play of just running to the Thompson Brothers back door. Just running straight to the back door and marking up, I believe, the stats who came out first.
And Lyle Thompson can't put that one away. We've got 1 minute and 2 seconds left. We've got Randy Stotts going at it with John Yazoo Scaparata.
Lyle's down.
And Lyle is down, and that's why.
Takes his helmet off.
Nobody's going to take liberties with Lyle and not expect it to be a problem. So we'll see if they both get sent or if it's only Randy Stotts getting sent.
Randy Stotts just sticking up for his teammate. He feels that whatever was done.
They are sending Randy. So the clock kept running because we are on a running clock.
That running clock, it should stop on penalties.
Well, it should have stopped on the injury. We had Lyle Thompson down, and he's now pulling the guys out saying, don't argue with it, let it go.
Was he holding his shoulder? I don't understand exactly what hurt.
Well,
but he's up now.
We're close enough that we could ask him, but I don't think he would honor the question with an answer. So the answer is, you can't tell. But
I think we have half the Georgia Swarm player roster on the field right now.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
The US
it's one of the
has
reasons why Georgia
Joel
is so
White
special. But what we've got, and we can tell you about this, what we've got is, for the U.S., they have locked John Yazoo-Scaparrotta in with a 3-minute major. And
now, do you think they call that major if Lyle Thompson does not go down and get hurt?
I don't know. And then they're giving well, let's see what they're doing because they're still being sorted out. I'll tell you what, folks, we've come to halftime, so we've got to take the break. It's 3-1 in favor of the Thompson brothers. We know there are penalties coming. We'll see what the opportunities are when we come back with the second half. You're watching the LaxAllStars North American Invitational on LaxAllStars.com, brought to you by Nike Lacrosse.
What is the future of sport? The next evolution of athlete? Well, we hypothesized that athletes will develop the sixth sense, if you will, extremely heightened instincts. If you look across the animal kingdom, a sixth sense is innate to many species. With the right tools, our athletes can acquire an inexplicable connection to see without seeing, to feel without feeling, to do things that for thousands of years didn't seem humanly possible.
At Sisu, we take a very scientific approach to making sure our technologically advanced, doctor-developed, scientifically backed, industry-changing mouthguards are the most protective, lightest, talkable, breathable, comfortable, drinkable, removable mouthguards on the planet to guarantee you're protected.
Welcome back to Onondaga Arena for third quarter action. It is USA 1, Thompson Brothers 3. And speaking of 1 and 3, Randy Stotts in the penalty box for 1 minute for a dead ball cross-check. And then 3-minute major assessed to John Yazoo-Scaparrotta, a 3-minute major for cross-checking. So the U.S. is going to be at a disadvantage, and of course they're trying to come from behind, and worse yet. So now we got to watch this game getting chippy because it could. Although the interesting thing is watching how Lyle controlled it. Lyle Thompson, when he wants to get his payback, he does it at this end of the floor.
Yeah, you know, they're smart players, you know. Not afraid to mix it up, but
nope.
But hey,
again, the best answer winds up being Lyle Thompson feeding Miles Thompson, putting him on the board. You know, Lyle with the big smile. And we talked last night about, or we talked this morning about a player who you said sort of almost never smiles. One of the great things about Lyle Thompson is that Lyle Thompson smiles all the time.
Constantly smiling.
If he's playing this game,
happy player.
If he's playing this game and you go at him hard, he'll go at you every bit as hard. And as soon as the ball moves away or whatever, he's got a big smile on his face.
What an ambassador for the sport and for competition.
Absolutely.
Just, you know, never quits, never gives up, but always smiling. You are right on that one.
So Randy Stotts has been released. Wow. I'm surprised they didn't call over and back on that.
You know, I feel like he made a lacrosse move into the offensive zone.
He proved his momentum was going into the offensive zone.
Yeah,
but
I also thought that could have been a call. Thompson Brothers bench not screaming for the call, you know.
Nope.
Is that Scott Marr joining them on the bench? Yeah.
It could be.
Albany head coach Scott Marr is on the Thompson Brothers bench.
Well, he was one of the assistant coaches for the Iroquois national team in Netanya as well. And there was one other, Brett Bucktooth, who just got that loose ball. He dishes it over to Lyle. It'll be interesting to see, you know, as we said, Lyle's been running out the back door. And after all this entertainment, do you wind up with Lyle saying, I'll stay out and play a little more front door right about now?
You know, it's fun to see these guys playing fun way. Like they're just playing how they want to play. There's no system. There's no, you know, kind of how they. Oh wow.
Down low, and Miles Thompson has 2 in a row as you basically just had the left side of the Georgia Swarm man up finish that goal. It was Lyle to Randy Stotts to Miles Thompson, closing from in close by Jacob Lazor, who has replaced David Mather for the second half. It's now 5-1.
That second quarter was a 1-0 U.S. quarter. But, you know, so far we're seeing a 2-0. Yeah, 2-0 third quarter for the Thompson Brothers.
Well, right now the best thing that could happen for the U.S. is that they wait a little bit longer to see what could happen because they're killing the penalty. But
number 4, Lyle Thompson, and number 83, Randy Stotts. Time of that goal,
That was a man-up goal. But Yazo Scaparrotta is now out of the box. We're back to even strength. 16 on the shot clock as the U.S. gets the full lineup out there. Now it's Mariano. Mariano.
Fancy stick work, doesn't really get anywhere with it.
Nope.
Busick
off the post, gets the ball back. And here's Baptiste. And quite honestly, Baptiste is lost at the offensive end.
I don't get it.
And you just got a fresh 30, and he stayed out.
Yeah, I don't. You know, if he gets a hat trick, I'll eat my words. But
well, it's not how he's going to make this team. It's not how he's going to make the Philadelphia Wings. He's going to be a transition player. And in the NLL, there are no Fogos.
No.
There are teams that try to do that typically find that it does not work. Okay. So you have guys who take faceoffs and come typically out the back door.
You have your Jeremy Thompsons, you have your all-around athletes.
Jay Thornbert for the New England Black Wolves.
Yep.
Guys who could make the team if they never took a faceoff.
I can't remember.
Stotts shoots that in front. Lazor makes the save. And that's what is going to have to happen with Baptiste. He's going to have to make the team as if he never won a faceoff.
Correct.
And he's not going to do that out the front door.
Now, Anthony Kelly was just being a bull in a china shop, just running around setting picks. But Trevor's not physically in stature the same height. He's definitely a huge, great athlete. You know, he's all muscle, but he's not the same physical
but even
size.
Anthony Kelly was playing more out the back end than he was out the front. He did stay, and he was stunningly to us. And I know you were involved in the last call with Steven Stamp, but I was sitting up in the stands wondering what he was doing out on a key possession that resulted in the winning goal. And he was just pulling a china shop, setting one pick after the next. That pass from
great
Thompson
defense.
is knocked down. 5 on the shot clock. Lazor stops it, but that was just to leave a loose ball and get him a fresh shot clock.
Lazor's mixing
out,
it up.
And we've got a penalty upcoming against the USA. So here's Baptiste on the defensive end getting sent.
A slash for Baptiste.
So and I don't mean to pick on anybody, but the fact is we didn't like his play at the offensive end, and worse yet, on the defensive end, he winds up getting the slash. Like I said, that's the end where I think his bread's going to be buttered, is playing defense.
Yeah, and I think that offensive side, you have to really earn your way, to be able to play out the front door in box lacrosse.
So here's the man up again. This time it's Stotts on the point, Miles Thompson down low. Seth Oakes is the high right hand.
There might not be a better 5 guys you want on a power in box lacrosse.
Lazor stops Ty Thompson and heaves it down. Can Radzowitz come away with it?
Almost.
No. So Storos does. And they push the ball back to Miles Thompson. Stotts goes back out. It's Dice Miracle on the low left. So it's the same 5. Basically, the shot clock and the penalty time are the same. Almost got knocked in.
Yeah.
Matt Dunn comes away with it. He can't do anything. He changed hands. Proof that Matt is more field player than box player. Changed hands and then couldn't get the pass off.
Great
and that's
pickup.
when for kids out at home watching or guys who want to get into box, the reason you play one-handed and you don't play with a lot and you don't go to your weekend is that when you are in trouble, you will revert to your strong hand. And in box, that doesn't work very often. Or when you are in trouble, sometimes you will change to your weekend at just the worst possible time. That's the other side that we just saw in play. So USA White goes back on the attack in need of making something happen as we're under 3 minutes of the third quarter. Nice save by Orleman.
Great check.
And Gail Thorpe, who, as you pointed out, couldn't be here early, is making things happen. That's what I was just about to
Gail
say.
Thorpe?
And he just scored a goal there. So Gail Thorpe makes things happen. That's what he's been doing since he got here. And he makes it 5-2.
I once played a summer tournament down in Rhode Island, and Reggie and Rory came down, Thorpe, and they brought the boys, and Gail might have been 14 or 15 years old, and he was absolutely torching men, twice his age. He was good then, he's great now.
So here's Baptiste on the draw again against Lyle Thompson. Baptiste wins it, and now you want to see him get off the floor. There's no reason for him to be staying.
Busic's in trouble. And now you see a change.
Yes, but now you're getting that change done.
With 13 to go.
Yep. So it's the second guy coming in. Ooh, that one trickles through Orleman. It's Nick Mariano with the goal, and it just, you heard it. You heard Orleman get a piece of it,
and then
but
everyone
it still rolled through.
Yeah. Just, you know what? Those ones happen.
Yes, but as a goalie, those are the ones that you remember.
Yes.
Those are the ones that make you nervous when you think I've got everything covered. I'm in good position.
I made the save, and they still get a point. Come on, you know.
Those goals are the reason why when a guy throws the ball at the net and you think, okay, I've got everything covered here, while you're still just a little on edge. Because every now and again, you give that one up. Nice face-off win by Baptiste there.
It changed. Yeah, there's 25 run.
So, but again, took time to decide what was he going to do.
Yeah, it's got to be a...
He either needed to set a pick right away, which would have allowed him to play some two-man game early on, or he needed to go. Instead, the ball comes out with Lyle Thompson.
And I think we make these comments. Just, I'm a transition guy, and you know, I make that pass when I move that ball off. I don't care what happens next. I'm getting my tail off.
Well, look, I will say in Trevor Baptiste's defense that him learning to play forward was important because he believes he's going to win a lot of draws. Yeah. He's going to get offensive opportunities.
Yeah,
so I will give him tremendous credit for learning that. Great stop by Lazor right there. Ball comes out to the U.S.
Great loose ball.
Can he get there? He can, but Orleman has an answer as that
at
shot.
The buzzer. Great opportunity. Way to finish.
So it was Jake Pulver getting that shot, and we'll talk a little bit more about shots like that. We'll talk a little bit more about Trevor Baptiste and going forward and backwards. But right now, we're going towards the fourth quarter. Our score, Thompson Brothers 5, USA White 3. We'll be right back with the fourth quarter of the LaxAllStars North American Invitational Semifinals here from Syracuse, New York.
What is the future of sport? The next evolution of athlete? Well, we hypothesized that athletes will develop the sixth sense, if you will, extremely heightened instincts. If you look across the animal kingdom, a sixth sense is innate to many species. With the right tools, our athletes can acquire an inexplicable connection to see without seeing, to feel without feeling, to do things that for thousands of years didn't seem humanly possible.
At Sisu, we take a very scientific approach to making sure our technologically advanced, doctor-developed, scientifically backed, industry-changing mouthguards are the most protective, lightest, talkable, breathable, comfortable, drinkable, removable mouthguards on the planet to guarantee you're protected. No matter what comes your way, the Sisu Next Gen. Sisu, talk, breathe, drink.
Welcome to Crunch Time here at Onondaga Nation Arena. It's the fourth quarter, Thompson Brothers 5, USA White 3. And once the U.S. announced that the program was coming here to get basically tryouts in for the next World Championships, the big feather in the cap of any team was going to be, could you knock off a Team USA? Gold Star from Tel Aviv almost did it. And by the way, if that's a surprise to anybody, remember that Israel finished fourth when the World Championships were held here in 2015. Gold Star almost did it to USA Blue. USA White now in the hot seat playing Thompson Brothers, two-time defending champs. Lazor with a nice stop on Miles Thompson, but Miles was held, and so we're going to wind up seeing a penalty. And at this point on the running clock, you want to see the U.S. hustle to the box, get every second they need, because every second is counting for them.
You know what we haven't heard is the USA bench and coaching staff yelling directions to these players. They really are letting them play.
Well, and
I think they want to see what they've got, you know, without the work being put in first.
Ooh, Dice Miracle comes out. Dice Miracle comes out with that overhand shot, blows that by Lazor, and it's simple. We're extra man. I've got time and room, and how Dice Miracle, just dice to people who know him, winds up with that shot and makes it 6-3. So here we are talking about Trevor Baptiste, who's about to take this next draw. And again, what I was saying was that you understand why he's got to play forward, but he's got to understand this is how you play the break. He's really playing transitional forward and not playing forward.
Yeah, he's not running out the front door. I believe he's coming out the back and then staying play.
Yes, but even as a face-off guy, you are basically playing transition rather than playing offense.
Yeah,
and I understand you want to get used to shooting on the smaller cage and things along those lines, but you still have to think of your mindset as that transitional player. Marasco on the wrong side, gets through to the middle, but that's a tough throw. He started from the right, and when you are a righty or a lefty and you started on the right side, you're basically hanging your stick for everybody in the middle, and that's what just happened there. So Benedict starts this off. He's
Randy Stat. He had the man open inside.
It's a breakaway here for
great save by
Stewart,
Orleman.
and Taylor Stewart couldn't get that one by Orleman. And the USA needed that with 7 minutes remaining. You got to take the easy ones and the bunnies if you're going to get them. And not that a breakaway is a bunny.
Oh, that's
but
one of the hardest things to do, honestly.
But, you know, the thing was Stewart took a good shot there. Now, you did the color commentary on the last game. And one of the things that we saw more in that game, because we had more breakaways there than here, was guys who were taking shots on breakaways where the shot itself was not a good quality shot. Defenders had forced them wide. And I think, and I wonder how you feel, that the USA guys are so athletic that they kind of feel, hey, I can take a shot, and they're so used to making it on the field that, you know, in box, you get three steps off the line, you don't have a good shot anymore.
With experience, you kind of, you know, sometimes the big one is to look back, like, hey, do I have another guy coming off the door?
Right.
You know, can the guy off the O door get the shot in the goal where I'm maybe a 30% chance of a goal? But
nice pickup
honestly,
there.
if you do the work for a breakaway, you're probably going to shoot it.
But what you find when you watch the Thompson brothers play, or what you find when you watch NLL, is that if you don't have that good line to the front of the net, you don't take it.
Correct, because you know what, you might give one in reverse transition.
That's correct. And I think that's a little bit what happened to USA Blue. It hasn't happened again as much here because they haven't seen as many breakaways.
Oh, that's an absolutely fantastic.
That ball.
White thinking there's a goal.
Yeah, but there's not going to be a replay here.
What an amazing give and go. I know it was Blaze Reardon. I'm not sure who the other player was.
It was Reardon on the finishing end.
Not sure who the feeder was.
But it winds up being Thompson brothers' ball. Lyle shoots it wide. Ty Thompson runs it down. And the shot clock expires. So here comes the USA again. 5 minutes and 10 seconds remaining. Busick with the ball. That moves around. Marasco drilled, holds the ball. Busick feeds it in front. Great save to Rob Mariano with the palm of his free hand. Orleman, and now fast breaking the other way. Got to watch the 2-on-1. No break out the door. Ron John slows things down. John, an absolute revelation at the World Championships in Israel. Stotts, the behind-the-back feed, can't get it to Seth Oaks. The USA tries the long pass, gets there. Reardon stopped by Orleman, and they say he was in the crease.
Definitely a creative move there to get by Lyle Thompson. I thought he was going to get in.
I think Blaze looks really good. I mean, I think a lot of people remember Blaze from his Albany days when he was a goalie and he was a little bit heavier. I think Blaze looks really good right now.
Well, he had an amazing President's Cup. I believe he was like third in overall points for the Caucomanga Indians.
That shot by Oaks. One is saying it was tipped and one is saying it wasn't.
That's an interesting call.
That didn't appear tipped by me.
Yeah, are we allowed to say that that was wrong?
No, we're not. Well,
Okay.
We're allowed to say that we view it differently.
Okay.
That did not appear to me. It looked like Seth Oaks got checked and the ball came out the stick.
I didn't say he was wrong. I asked if we were allowed to say if he's wrong.
I understand that. we do recognize how you feel, however, when you ask the question that way. So here's Oaks.
Great defense there.
Yep. That's a nice job by Baptiste playing great defense. That really was. He fought through the pick and kept a good presence. Miles Thompson, watch the behind the back, doesn't take it there, dishes it instead to Ty Thompson.
Great defense by Scott Ditzel. Really is important to give credit to to good offense. Keeping Thompson brothers to 6 goals after we'll do a little math here. 32 minutes.
Yep.
That's fantastic. The U.S. is looking great this weekend, and it really has been a pleasure to watch.
Stotts picked up a loose ball inside of the defense. Literally found the ball, stood up, and was like, wow, look where I am. Couldn't put it on the frame.
It's that little floater shot, trying to look left or look down and just place that top right corner. And timeout White.
So again, we have a timeout used by the U.S.
USA.
Again, that's an interesting timeout call. Let's say, did you need that? I mean, could you have scored and then use the timeout their next possession?
Yeah, that's
goalie.
Well, remember
Or,
too that you're now about to get to stop time. So, keeping it for now doesn't help you because if you score a goal, the clock is going to stop.
$380.
And so maybe that was part of the thinking. I don't know, but
I think I would hold on to it. But you know what? I'm up here talking about it. I'm not down there coaching. They've got some really qualified guys down there, and they know what they're doing.
Well, yes, but you're allowed to question. Look, we question a lot of things. I mean, the other night we had the play where Lyle Thompson scored a goal in the semifinals last night. Lyle Thompson scored an empty net goal with 15 seconds left. And it was the wrong thing to do because he could have run the game out. Instead, the worry you would be was, hey, they score and they get another faceoff and score again. And that's exactly, they scored off the faceoff and they got a shot at scoring again. So we can question because we see it. Busic's shot.
Big rip. Can't find the.
Doesn't
Probably
get
go
up
over and
into,
back here,
but
yep.
it's going to be an over and back. There's more that they just wanted to pull the goalie. And doing that allows Leo Storos to pick up the easy long one because Jacob Lazor could not run back in time.
With 2 minutes on the clock, I don't.
Well, you're down by 3. You've got to press. You
Yeah.
want to win the tournament.
Yeah.
You know that.
But you're about to enter stop clock time.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, and you know that you lose half of your possession if you wait for Jacob Lazor to run all the way to
Correct,
the offensive zone. So we'll see whether or not they pull again or if they've
Good
decided
win.
that was their time and they're
Busic.
content to lose because it looks like they're going to.
That goal was unassisted.
So here's Budzick. That goal was unassisted because, of course, it was created by the bounce back on the shot.
Blaze
Orleman
almost, yep.
comes away with it. Orleman has played a really nice game. The U.S. has not had nearly as many opportunities as Thompson brothers, but they have had quality shots. Benedict with the ball. gets that one across. So it appears that, well, one Team USA down, one Team USA left to go for the Thompson brothers. Lyle with the ball, shoots it wide. Minute and 7 seconds remaining as Radzowitz feeds that down on the wing. Reardon over the top, loses his footing. So it's Thompson brothers ball. I'm sorry, no, it's Team USA ball. I was wondering as Lazor started to come out.
Shot was deflected.
So it's just about a minute remaining. Radzowitz shot.
Off the pipe.
Yep, and out, so it stays with Team USA. Busick down on the wing. Not a sense of urgency. They've got the 6 players on. You want to see the sense of urgency, and there you get it. That's Marasco coming towards the center. You know, that's also one of the things that I wonder about. When you watch Team USA, and you watch a lot of box lacrosse, as do I, but when you watch guys playing at a high level, do you see Team USA taking more of those sort of underhanded shots than, you know, in the middle than you sort of see the NLL guys doing? Because you've got great athletes with great hands, but that's not a high percentage shot.
You know, I think you do lose something with the straight underhand. The best way to shoot is overhand. In box lacrosse, field lacrosse, you know, it's the best way to get it done. You see the best scorers in the world.
So
wearing number 4 in black.
There's Baptiste proving his worth, but you couldn't get Scott Ditzel to finish that one.
Number 12, 40, Radzowitz. Top of that goal, 40 seconds.
So this could be it, I believe.
20 seconds remaining. Shot clock and game clock are basically synced. So we said the big scalps would be Team USA, and who would get to beat them? Thompson brothers gets a chance to beat not one, but both Team USAs. It is a Thompson brothers world, as they have owned this tournament to this point, and they are the only ones to win in the quarterfinals or the semis by more than a goal. And guess what? Team USA Blue, they're up. You're up next, and they think they can take this, and they should, because they've won it twice before.
So the Thompson, yeah, this will be a good one. I'm looking forward to it.
And if you want to know for sure that it's a Thompson brothers world, just remember that the hotel where many of the people are playing and that LaxAllStars is putting his folks is on Thompson Road.
It is
on Thompson Road. So it's the Thompson Road that you have to go through to get to the finals, and that is going to happen. Because for USA Blue, if they're going to pull the upset, it's going to be against Thompson brothers, who defeat USA White by a final score of 7-4. The third place game is next. That will feature Gold Star Tel Aviv and I believe USA White turning right around to play again. Stephen Stamp will be back for that call in just a few minutes here on LaxAllStars.com. On behalf of Brian Whitmer, and Brian, thank you for joining me. And Brian, on behalf of Brian Whitmer, I'm Chuck Jaffe. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for watching the LASNAI here on LaxAllStars, brought to you by Nike Lacrosse.
What is the future of sport? The next evolution of athlete? Well, we hypothesized that athletes will develop the sixth sense, if you will, extremely heightened instincts. If you look across the animal kingdom, a sixth sense is innate to many species. With the right tools, our athletes can acquire an inexplicable connection to see without seeing, to feel without feeling, to do things that for thousands of years didn't seem humanly possible.
At Sisu, we take a very scientific approach to making sure our technologically advanced, doctor-developed, scientifically backed, industry-changing mouthguards are the most protective, lightest, talkable, breathable, comfortable, drinkable, removable mouthguards on the planet to guarantee you're protected.